Welcome to Stupid Muslim Comments. This video series presents some of the amazingly stupid comments by Muslims on YouTube. Here are this week's top 5 picks. Our first comment this week is from Sarah Pervez, who had this to say. Okay, I'm a Muslim and feel very offended. I think it's very rude of you to criticize religions. At least we're not like you emotionless robots who care nothing about science. Yes, science has helped human life a lot, but that doesn't mean that we should reject everything that hasn't been proven by science. If religions didn't exist, you wouldn't be celebrating many holidays. I have noticed that atheists look less happier than Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, and people with other religions. I'm an atheist, and I don't particularly care if my objections to your unfounded beliefs offends you. I contend that people shouldn't hold irrational beliefs, and it is my right to express my thoughts and feelings. I don't believe in violence or attacking a person's character. However, people's beliefs are fair game. Just because I don't subscribe to a belief in a sky god doesn't make me immediately an emotionless robot. I care deeply for other humans and non-human animals, and I have a great appreciation for the life I live. Science is defined as knowledge about or study of the natural world based on facts learned through experiments and observation. That means if something cannot be studied, experimented on, and observed, it does not exist or has not yet been discovered. In either case, beliefs that cannot be verified by the scientific method are unfounded and should be dismissed. If religions did not exist, then we would have more civic holidays. We don't need to hold on to imaginary beings in imaginary realms to have days off with family. I'm not sure who you have been looking at, but the atheists I've met are often very happy, rational people who cherish the only life they know they have and work to improve the lives of all around them. We can sometimes seem angry or distressed, but that is usually the end result of dealing with religious people making claims they cannot back up and pushing their beliefs onto us. Next up is a comment from the Albo Power, who said, I'd rather believe that something supernatural, aliens, or God made the universe than believe that it just poof, life on Earth started just by accident. I'd rather believe that the Eiffel Tower has an architect named Gustav Eiffel than just believe that the Eiffel Tower built itself after sudden explosion. You can mock us and try to offend us, but the one who laughs last, laughs the best. Peace. I'd rather believe that I am the most handsome, most intelligent man on the planet, but wishing it were true doesn't make it a reality. I do not choose what I believe, because what I believe is the end result of an examination of evidence and making a rational conclusion based upon it. Life's beginnings are a mystery, but it is not okay to make up answers without any grounding to reality just to have an explanation. The answer to how life began in the universe could be any number of things. The options are not limited to sky god and aliens on one side and life poofing into existence. When we don't know the answer to something, the most rational position is to withhold belief and try to come to conclusions based upon evidence. If evidence cannot be found, then it should be chalked up as a mystery that may one day be explained. We know that the Eiffel Tower was built by humans because we have a long history of humans building towers, and we have records and pictures of the people who designed and constructed them. Unlike towers, we do not have one example of a god or a being who can create life or a universe from nothing. My aim as an atheist is not to mock or offend, but to encourage others to engage the left hemisphere of the brain and to throw off the shackles of your ill-begotten religious beliefs. Sabs Pyre made this comment. Education is very important in Islam for Muslim women. It has been said so many times in the Quran and in the Prophet's sayings, from my Islamic upbringing, our rights of education were given fully according to the teachings of the Quran and Hadith. The Prophet's saying is, you acquire knowledge from the cradle to the grave, and we should strive fully into the country we live in and become a good citizen of that country. Education in Islam seems to be very much limited to the indoctrination and study of the Quran. On a global scale in 2005, out of the 1.4 billion Muslims worldwide, 800 million were illiterate. That means the majority of Muslims, 57%, cannot read or write. Nearly half of all women in the Arab world are illiterate. 64% of Muslims in Denmark are illiterate. In India, Muslim men and women are far less educationally accomplished than their non-Muslim counterparts, in nearly every state. In Nigeria, the illiteracy rate for women is 3 times higher than for non-Muslims, 72%. In the United Kingdom, the largest working group without qualifications is the Muslim population at 33%, compared to Christians at 16% and non-religious at 14%. Across the globe, again and again, the Muslim populations are the most illiterate group with the least amount of qualifications when in the workforce. If education is so important to Muslims, why is this not reflected in the countless studies conducted? Perhaps less time should be spent studying books of fairy tales, and more time should be devoted to basic skills that will actually improve the quality of life of the people. Monica Mile is next with this comment. Atheists have no right at all to make moral judgments because they don't believe in God, the base of moral authority. Atheism in a nutshell. We are just matter, so it doesn't matter. The moral argument, a favorite of Christians and Muslim apologists, is built upon assertions and unsound premises. Is what is morally good commanded by God because it is morally good? Or is it morally good because it is commanded by God? This question is better known as the Euthyphro dilemma, brings up an interesting question if morality is attributed to a God. If what is morally good exists outside of God, i.e., identified as good without God's decree, then God is not the greatest, as he must call upon a standard of good greater than himself. If what is morally good is only morally good because God commands it, then morality is arbitrary, as God has no higher standards to answer to. God could just as easily decree that murder and rape are moral goods. As an atheist, whose life and those around him are very precious to him, I see morality as a function for fairness and continued existence. Morality is not embodied in an invisible being outside space and time, but rather it is the way in which social sentient beings live and interact with each other in a way that affords everyone security and opportunities for living a good life. And our last comment is from Abbas Wayaz, who said, Why should two men be together? They don't make children. They break the unity and the foundation of a family. It can cause many sicknesses. It comes with social issues like anxiety and depression, and the list goes on and on and on. Maybe you love the fags, but it has a negative impact on society collectively. They break the union of the family. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. And you don't milk a cow to get nothing out of it. Homos are two creatures who feel lust, not love. I'm a very reasonable and well-educated individual. I also did my research. Your science backs it up, for your information. It seems that anywhere you see homophobic sentiment, you find a religious person. Sure, some religious people have smartened up to stop encouraging bigoted views. However, the large majority of theists seem to be much too interested in what other consenting adults do within the confines of their bedroom. Why should two men be together? Because they love and care for each other, and they have every right to choose who they spend their life with. A lot of heterosexual couples cannot or will not have children, yet there is no opposition to grant them marriage licenses. I have met wonderful gay and lesbian parents who care for their children and bring them up as well-adjusted and well-educated members of society. Any anxiety that these children may have often stem from the religious homophobic nonsense pressured into them from peers and their community. Stop your bigotry and help make the world a better place for all by encouraging others to respect the diversity of human nature and love. There you have it. 5 stupid comments from 5 different YouTubers. Which comment would you vote to win the Dumbass of the Week award? Would it be 1. An offended Sarah Purves who thinks us emotionless robots are rude to criticize people's religious beliefs? 2. The Albo Power who would rather make up beliefs to the world's great mysteries than go out and try to discover the answers through the scientific method? 3. Sabs Pyre who thinks that Muslims take education seriously? 4. Monica Mile who thinks that atheists have no moral grounding without Allah? Or 5. The very reasonable and well-educated Abbas Wayaz who thinks that the gay and lesbian community has a negative impact on society? Please leave your votes and comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to press the like button and share. If you would like to submit a video or audio reading of an upcoming stupid comment, send me a private message. Thanks for watching. Want to see more? Click subscribe and keep an eye out for the next Stupid Comments video coming out next Friday. Follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus pages. Links are in the description. Lastly, head over to my channel and check out all the debates, presentations, and videos.